Wednesday morning, rise and shine. This is Coffee Talk. Ah, November 19th. Can you believe that? We are rolling our way right toward Thanksgiving. Good morning to you. I'm West 2 First Warning Meteorologist Eric Burris. We are watching a couple of big stories today. The first, we're looking ahead to Thanksgiving. How is that going to play out? And brand new model data just now coming in, brand new run of our GFS model. It's going to kind of talk about the timeline of our next cold front. And if we discuss consistency breeds confidence, I think you're going to be in for a treat there. So let's just start off and get an idea of where our 7 day forecast takes us, okay? Next couple of days, there's no big shift in the temperatures. 83 for our Wednesday, 84 degrees for our Saturday, kind of hanging in the 82, 83, 84 degree range. So we've got gorgeous weather ahead. So then the question is, when is there a cold front? When does it finally arrive here? It's a bit of a troublemaker because as long as this area of high pressure hangs over the panhandle and the deep south, it basically blocks anything, right? So there's Thursday, warm air. I mean, like Louisiana gets toasty. Look at Friday. Another cold front really starting to fire up. But watch what happens. That cold air gets trapped, does not have the opportunity to make it into Central Florida. Bum, bum. Right. So, what does that mean, right? So, that means that until we get that change, basically, this week, warming temperatures. This weekend, we continue to see those temperatures warming. And while next week looks mild, we do have a cold front that we're going to be watching late week. And some of the models are shifting, right? So, let's get right to the new data, okay? The GFS and the European just last night into this morning started both talking about a cold front moving in. But what's really nice, as I update the data, what's really nice is now they are both showing a similar scenario with temperatures dropping just after Black Friday. Just this morning, they were kind of shifted off by a little bit. So, because I was working on this yesterday, I could tell you I got the data. Let's start off with the raw GFS numbers, and I can show it to you in a way that you can actually see it, which I love. So, take a look. A lot of 80s. I mean, obviously, we've got a nice warm stretch of air, right? But here's Thanksgiving Thursday, right? Temperatures dropping off a little bit down to 80 degrees. There's Black Friday, seven. And again, this is raw model data. And understand too, raw model data is model data. And the further out you go, the more the model data is not going to be great. But at least notice now, okay, for for Black Friday into Saturday, we're tracking that change. Yeah. Friday the 28th, Saturday the 29th, temperatures are dropping on the GFS. And then while, yes, we start to warm back up into the 70s and 80s for highs, there is at least that consistency here on the GFS for a couple of different runs that there is going to be a cold front. The GFS has shifted the days and has put the days in line with where we want them to be, kind of in line with the euro. So that's good. So notice the coolest day on the GFS is going to be Saturday. Let's look at the European model. Okay, these are the raw European numbers, and you'll see it's colder. The European is colder, but do notice Black Friday into what is it? Small Business Saturday? Is that the way that goes? Notice though that yeah, we've got that shifting temperature there, and then things will start to come back up afterwards. So the euro is not quite as warm, but the euro does have at least the same timeline of dropping temperatures just after Thanksgiving. Yeah, Chris says even Thanksgiving should benefit. So Chris says Thanksgiving should benefit from lower humidity. I wouldn't go that far because remember, if this times out the way this is looking, we're actually going to end up having a front like right over top of us around Thanksgiving. So let's look. This is the GFS model. We're just going to use this because it graphically goes out further, but let's take you through time. Okay. That's Monday into Tuesday, watching the storm system gearing up. Atlanta. No, you're good. Atlanta. There's Tuesday the 25th, rain pushing across Memphis. Okay. So, like, first off, could that be a couple of delays for like FedEx, it's a possibility, right? But then beyond that, Tuesday evening, Tuesday night, some slowdowns perhaps around Atlanta, Hartsfield, Jackson. Okay. Then Wednesday, notice rain into the Northeast from New York to New England. Yeah, we're going to be watching that storm system. And then afterward, as it moves out, look at Thursday. Here's Thanksgiving Day. So Chris was mentioning like lower humidities on Thanksgiving Day. The problem, my friend, is that that's Thanksgiving Day, and where's the literally the only area we've got like widespread showers here. And for that, I'm sorry. I wish I had better news, but it does look like, at least at the moment, we have upped the rain chance a little bit for Thanksgiving. So here in Central Florida for Thanksgiving Day, looking in the morning good, lunchtime, a few showers. At this point, it's too early to determine much more than, all right, the models are indicating that, right? But that's kind of where we're at. And then family dinner, temperatures will be hanging out in the mid-range of the 70s. Yeah. So that's kind of what we're looking at for Thanksgiving. Now, if you've got plans to travel around, it's not, of course, just Thanksgiving, right? We've got the day before Thanksgiving, we've got the day after Thanksgiving. So we've got you covered as well. So essentially, here is that's Thanksgiving Day. Where is, oh man, I made this graphic. Did I not update it? Standby Thanksgiving. Nope. Hit the wrong. I don't want the launch forecast. I don't want you either. Close you. Thanksgiving. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. So it looks good for travel Wednesday around Central Florida, right? But then looking ahead to Thursday, Thanksgiving Day, and Friday, Black Friday for shopping, there may be those showers. It's still, think about it, it's Wednesday. So we're 7, 8, 9 days out from this forecast coming to fruition. So we're not exactly in a position where we can easily dial that in, right? But it's something that we're watching. So for now, um, you're going to have to stay dialed in. And I'm not saying that like to get the ratings, because remember, I don't make money on Coffee Talk ratings. We're not doing this for that. We're doing this to discuss back and forth together how the overall forecast is. But yeah, we're gonna have to stay dialed in because there's gonna be some changes, and the social media hype machine is gonna be like, you know, significant cool down. It's a cold front. It's November. It's a cold front. So, we're not looking for like the big buzzworthy stuff, but essentially it's cold front and it's gonna be around Thanksgiving, and we'll have to watch that. So that's kind of where we're at. Yeah. Matt says we're used to wearing shorts. We can wear them another 10 days. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's not that bad. Cindy says I'll be flying back on Black Friday. Could be a little bumpy. Well, depending on cold front locations and strengths, it's possible. God's Kara on YouTube says it's nice to be able to wear sweaters and have a chill in the air during the holidays, in my opinion. Well, we're not exactly going to have big chill, right? I mean, obviously, we've got some cooler temperatures. But yeah, there's a lot more 80s on this map than anything else. So that's where we're at. Chris says your GFS Euro temperature forecast graphics look great. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate it. Definitely spent some time working on these to auto plot, and not just auto plot, but to auto range. It's a smart product, so it looks at the model data and says out of the Euro and the GFS, what's the highest temperature and what's the lowest temperature. So, for example, I think 84 is the highest temperature out of them. So, no, 86 I think is the highest temp. No, it's 84. Yeah. So in this current, it knows 84 is the highest temperature. So that's as tall as the bar goes. And it knows out of the current model data that 47 is the lowest temperature, so that's as low as the low bar goes. So, you have to program some logic into these things. So, anyway, that's kind of where we're at. Oliver says Florida Classic this Saturday. Yes. So, obviously, we've got a lot of 80s on the map. So, for football, Florida Classic. Oh man, this game hits at the right time of year. That is a great looking forecast. FAMU and BCU getting together for Sunshine. Oh, it is a gorgeous look. I'll be over at the UCF game, not expecting, anything but a good time. Oklahoma State coming to town. That's a good team right there. And it's going to be a great forecast. I'll have the big brim hat because, the sun's going to be blasting down. And then if you're a Gator fan, I mean, we know how the season is. It is what it is. Tennessee. Josh Heupel coming to town. That's always fun. So anyway, look, it's a great, great, great 7-day forecast. The temperatures are warming, but yeah, we at least are now starting to dial in that next cold front. All right. Don't throw anything at me, but are we close enough to look at the BSR to hint at Christmas? Yeah, we can look. We can look at the BSR. Let me get this next TV hit set up, and then we can go. And then we can go. I just need to get the next TV hit set up, but we can definitely look at the BSR. Matt says looks like Python to me. There was definitely some Python in it. Where are we at? All right, B block. We'll do that. We'll do that. I need to pick a tower cam for my next TV hit. All right. That one. Port Canaveral looks pretty. We'll use Port Canaveral. All right. So you want to look at the BSR, do you? All right. So for those of you that are new to Coffee Talk, the BSR stands for the Bering Sea Rule. It is a teleconnection of sorts. It's a non-traditional way to just look and get ideas on what could be coming in the weather world, right? So let me dial this up here for you. Stand by. Gotta hit that button. All right, perfect. All right. So let me dial this up. Up. Okay. All right. So this date, this is seven. This is the 24th, 25th, 26th. All right. So there's that little storm system. That's what is that? That's November 9th. 1, 2, 3. So that's November 26th, 27th, 28th. Oh, look at that. Cold front right in the air. You guys, cold front right in the area. But this is exactly why we have said for weeks now that there was going to be a cold front around Thanksgiving. So that makes total sense. Cold front moves through. Looks like another cold front trying to sneak through. That's the 30th into the first. All right, now this one, I'm curious. We'll have to look. That's an interesting signature, and that's December 2nd, 3rd, 4th. December 2nd, 3rd, 4th. I know we've talked about a severe weather threat or just a nasty storm system, but that's still very much showing up around, what is it? The 2nd, 3rd. All right, the key after this. December 2nd, 3rd, 4th. That's still a clear signature of Roger of a storm system moving in. We're gonna have to continue this after weather because I gotta go do weather. But yeah, interesting. December 2nd, 3rd, 4th, storm system. Hmm. Interesting, interesting, interesting. So with all this quiet time, do we get a coffee talk drive-through guest on Friday? I'm gonna, I'm gonna tell you at least this Friday, no. You good? Okay. Because I'm gonna have to do coffee talk early on Friday. I've got to fly. I've got to run down to Palm Beach to get set up for some new suits. So got to do that. So no, not this Friday, Jeannie Rowan. Although I could theoretically like tape something and then put it on. I don't know. I'll have to think about that. Let me think about that. All right. Let me put this down. Let me do weather to be continued. Stand by.
Yeah, I don't know about all of that. Sometimes you come about as how beautiful it's gonna be again today.
Yeah, yeah, it is what it is. We live in Florida after all, but we are tracking two big weather stories. Okay, the first one is Thanksgiving. All right, how will we be treated? And then what's the timing for our next big cold front? Yeah, we've got you covered. First off, let's just kind of set the stage. This area of high pressure has been building in across the panhandle, helping to give us milder air and all in all, will give the deep south a warm air mass. But as long as this area of high pressure just holds up, all of these cold fronts develop, and basically we trap all this cold air to the north. They are not able to get down to us. This is Saturday, high pressure, warm here, cool up into the, say, like Virginia, points north, Louisiana, nice and toasty. Kentucky, nice and cool. So, next couple of days look like this. Basically, warming the temperatures up little bit by little bit. This weekend, we keep hanging out in the mid 80s, which will feel great in the afternoon. The mornings will be nice and cool. And then for Thanksgiving week, we stay mild, but we start to watch late week as a cold front actually looks to move our direction. So for travel plans around the state, Wednesday looks good. Highs will be in the lower 80s. We do look at a few showers on Thanksgiving Thursday. And then for Black Friday, showers will be around, but we'll really be watching a cold front. And brand new model data reveals now both the we were just talking about this, talking to coffee talk, don't worry. But the GFS and Euro are now both saying that there is a cold front that's coming in just after Thanksgiving. Now we have a consistency on the date. Friday into Saturday. American GFS model puts high temperatures at about 71 degrees on the 29th of November. The European puts high temperatures in the 60s. We'll go back and forth. This is still way out there, but it's good. Consistency breeds confidence, and in a forecast, I'll take confidence all day long. This morning, I'm confident. This is pretty. This is a live look over at Port Canaveral. Temperatures out the door there in the 60s. Same thing through the metro. We're in the 50s in our northern communities. And through the day today, all of this sunshine will bring up those readings. 77 by lunch. 83 degrees our high temperature in the city, 84 in Wildwood, and about 79 in New Smyrna Beach. So for today, it is absolutely beautiful. Will be the same tomorrow and Friday and Saturday. We do get a little warmer into the weekend, but all in all, aside from a sprinkle or two late this weekend into next week, we're looking perfect. Megan. All right. We've got a couple of minutes before I've got today's show hit, etc. So let's continue the BSR. I don't know that it'll go all the way out to Christmas, but we'll go as far out as we can go. All right. So here we are, BSR storm system. What was that? That was like the second, third, fourth, right? Of December. Cold front blasting through. Really nice weather, really nice weather. And that's as far as this goes. That's going to be, that's the 19th, which is 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. That's December 6th, 7th, and 8th. Another cold front looks to be moving our direction around the 6th, 7th, and 8th. Stand by 1 second. Let me turn this over to the model. All right, perfect. We've got that set up now. Let's just Oh, for goodness sake. Of course I hit that button. Stand by. Okay, had to reset that. Sorry about that. Okay. All right. So here we are. Just roll this through time. Little cold front moving through, high pressure building in. There's another cold front that is one, one, two, 1, 2, 3. That's December 10th, 11th, 12th cold front. Oh, there's a nasty storm system Could see some stronger storms there, but that's a big cold front. That's like the December 15th, 16th, 17th. Is that like a coastal low trying to develop there? That's the 21st, 22nd, 23rd. So it looks like Christmas week, and again, this is way, 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 way out. Christmas week looks to be warmish, mild, definitely looks to be mild leading up to Christmas, but then there's a cold front that looks to be working our direction um, closer to Christmas. So at the moment, it looks like just like Thanksgiving, just like Thanksgiving, warm ahead of Christmas, but around Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, it looks like there may be a cold front moving in. Now, that's way, 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 way out there, but that's what I'm seeing. You asked, so that's what I'm seeing. All right. So there's your answer. Chris says the Thanksgiving cold front was identified first on November the 3rd. That's kind of fun, right? I love that. Cole on YouTube says as long as that storm's non-tropical in nature, will be good with it and the rain that it could bring. Yeah, none of these are really looking to be um, tropical in nature. Cole's also saying pre-recorded coffee talk. No, it would be like a pre-recorded interview. I'm not saying a pre-recorded coffee talk. Thank you, Stacy. I appreciate the kind words very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Maybe the storms can dial in on Zoom instead of showing up in person. Yeah, right. Would love that. All right. Coffee talk flyby sounds better to me. Yeah. Yeah, I've got a flight, Matt, on Friday. You know a thing or two about that. So interesting that both Thanksgiving, cold front in the vicinity, and it looks like Christmas will probably be about the same thing. We'll dial that in certainly more and more as the weeks go by, as we get closer and closer. But we're now just starting to get to the point where we can at least eyeball the forecast for us into Christmas, right? Beverly's asking any hints on cycle length. Haven't really gotten there just yet. Let me set up my next TV hit, Today Show hit. All right. Haven't really gotten into enough. I would say, give me another couple weeks and we'll be able to start dialing in the cycle length, I think. We're getting there. We're just not there just yet. Just not there. Tanya, what does this mean? Can we have a little snow? Could it be one flake? I'm not getting into that specificity. All I'm looking at right now when we do those long range glances is a pattern recognition and nothing more than a pattern recognition. All right. The ghosted woman says, I remember the tornado outbreak on Christmas years ago. None of that. I'm not saying anything about that. And to that point, I remember it too. Let's not do that again if we can help it. Yeah. Good to know about having nice weather end of the week. You're the best. I moved in my first spot home this weekend. Celia, congratulations. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Can we get retired meteorologist Mark Finan from KCRA sometime? Even a pre-recorded interview with Fangirl so hard, Christy. I haven't talked to Mark since he retired. Aside from, I'd have to ask and see if anybody knows his. I don't have his contact. I'm pretty sure the contact I had for him was his work phone. So yeah. All right, we've got traffic first. Stand by.
Good morning, I'm Music Supply. Let's get right over to first part of the time. Thanks for making that. You to check on the roadway.
Yeah, we picked right out Lindsay along right four. If you're heading out the door westbound, there was this crash in the westbound express lanes. This is near Fairbanks Avenue. So I would avoid those express lanes this morning on the westbound side. Look at the backups here. There were also two of those regular lanes blocked off this morning, but FHP has reopened those, but there's still some lingering backups. This is a live look from our tower camera at West 2 right at Lee Road. You can see traffic at a very slow crawl this morning. So westbound traffic traveling from Seminole County, Altamont Springs towards downtown Orlando. Be prepared for those delays. And normally those express lanes are going to save you time, but not this morning because that is where the crash is. Delays up to 31 minutes from Lake Mary to Princeton Street. Eric, forecast for
Oh man, a lot better than the roads. Megan, good morning to you. It is beautiful as we look over toward Port Canaveral. It's a nearly clear sky. Temperatures out the door, 50s and 60s. We're on our way into the 80s this afternoon. 83 in Orlando, 84 degrees in Wildwood, upper 70s back over to the shoreline. Along the 7-day forecast lines, we followed those temperatures climbing into the mid 80s this weekend. And we add in a sprinkle or two for our Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. Not a bad looking forecast.
Say clouds moving fast, and we're getting the first look at a brand new cloud that you can build to keep up with the growth over on.
All right. We've got like 30 seconds, then we've got another weather hit. And then, so I'm not going to take questions. Give me 1 second, get set up for this next weather hit. Then we can talk afterwards. Stand by, people. Oof. Sorry that I threw the laptop down in front of you there. All right. Yes. All right, Megan will be at the desk. Perfect. Downtown. Keola. Ocala. We haven't gone to Ocala in a minute. Let's go up there. All right. Let's see here. Jerry, are you flying the Mooney or are you going commercial? No, I'm taking the Mooney, going down to Palm Beach. So these suits are Indochino. And so going to get fitted for some new suits. It's been a minute. So yeah, they don't have an Indochino store in Orlando, so it's either Tampa or Palm Beach, and the food in Palm Beach is really good. So I'm gonna go down there. How many times does he say good morning to Megan in all these hits? That would be a funny like video to do. You know what I mean? That would be pretty funny. Cindy said I would agree with whoever said we need Santa Bruce on Coffee Talk Drive-Through. The Friday before Christmas would be good, or an early Coffee Talk Drive-Through during Christmas week. Could hype it up for the kids. That sounds like it would be fun. I'm looking for a Yo Megan next time. I don't know that I guess I could. Matt, wait, is the inside of the jacket a cloud pattern? It is. It is, actually. But we can pick the patterns. So, Matt, I'll make you pick one for me. GD Rowan, yes, they are clouds. That's what's fun. And like I had mentioned the other day, these suits are about the same as a suit that you'd buy on the off the rack and have it altered, but these are custom made to measure, so it's kind of nice. So, all right, let me go get set up here for this weather hit. Stand by.
Figured off onto the shoulder. So see some improvement from our f-dot camera, but closer to where they're parked near the road, you can see the backwards one still pretty light this morning. So I would avoid I-4 westbound to the express if you're traveling from Altamont Spring.
So Victoria, there's certain patterns that they have that you can pick. You can't just pick anything you want.
During those expressions, but because the crash was there, that was why I'm seeing those backgrounds. So she's a little clear, stretching down for about
It's me, Cheaty bro, and you're so funny. Yeah.
days. Back towards Princeton Street. So moving to downtown Orlando. We're slowly seeing those travel times decrease. I-4 westbound right now from Lake Mary Boulevard to Princeton. Eric's going to take you about 30 minutes, but at least we have a nice sunrise and dry conditions.
Always look on the bright side, right? Megan, good morning to you. Thank you so much. Temperatures today on their way up with all that sunshine. 77 degrees by lunchtime. It's 83 degrees for our daytime high. As we look live in Ocala, Marion County, fantastic. Some high thin clouds. Otherwise, it is blue sky. 57 degrees current temperature there, 62 in Leesburg. It's 64 degrees here in Orlando, 63 in Titusville, and 57 in New Smyrna Beach. So it's taking a few extra minutes to bring the temperatures up there. But oh, it will with this sunshine. Highs today in the upper 70s for our coastal communities, low to even mid 80s across our inland spots. Let's talk about the changes heading into Thanksgiving with Central Florida's certified most accurate forecast in minutes. Okay. Let's see here. Watching the green screen presentation cracks me up. Renee says, I get it. But anyway, yeah, so Indochino lets you pick the pattern that you want inside from their library. It's not like you could pick anything on the planet. You've got to pick what they've got in their little, fabrication place. But so long as they have it, you can pick it. So like I've got suit jackets with sailboats. I've got suit jackets with like jellyfish. I tried to pick like you can do like, kaleidoscope. I don't know. I haven't looked to see what they have right now, but I always try to go with some goofy stuff. So yeah. You should get an airplane for one of your linings, your new suits. If they had Mooney on, that would be well, if I could give them my own pattern, that would be super cool. But no. Do they have large strawberries as a liner? I'd have to look. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah. Uh, all right. So, anyway, do we have questions, comments, concerns? Anything at all? Are we looking good? How big is said library? Oh, of their patterns? I don't remember. There was probably 20, 25, something like that. Oh, geez, Matt. No, we're not going that far. No. Celia's asking, where do I go? So Indochino. I pay every suit full price, so it's not like I get a discount, but yeah, Indochino is where I go. You head to their website. You can measure yourself. I want to go and have them measure me. So yeah, it's good. Yep. All right. See, now I'm intrigued. We require to see all the linings from now on. We require to see. Well, you know what's funny? Like if I were to come over here, let's do this. Indochino.com. All right, I'm just going to do this real fast. So actually, here's what's funny. So I'm going to pull up the suit that I'm wearing, ironically, the suit that I'm wearing right now. Put you in there, hit OK, put you there. Okay, so this is the suit that I'm wearing right now. Yeah, and they've always got, so like it says that it's $559 on sale. I paid $400 for this suit, and that's custom. So understand that. But let's just say we'll say buy now. Okay, just for fun. Because I'm curious to see what the lining is. Successfully added to the shopping bag. All right, so let's go to our shopping bag. Make sure I'm not a bot. And let's see if it'll let me do the customization. Oh, of course, the bag is empty. All right, let's just go to sale. I'm just gonna click a random suit. We're gonna go with like a Manolfi pinstripe. Buy now. Okay, view our bag. Let's do the customizations. Customize now, just to show you the liners. Okay, so this is what's kind of neat is you can select standard customization. So like it's not a tuxedo. All right, canvas, you can select the different shoulder size, your lapels, chest pocket, how you want the chest pocket to be, buttons, if you want it to be a 2-button, if you want it double-breasted, you can do that. The button colors, right? So like for this suit, I did like the button colors are a little different. Anyway, it's, what's neat is you can fully customize. Okay, lining here. Here's your liner. So those are the options that we have for liner. So I don't know what I'm going to pick yet, right? But these are the different options that you have. Surfer, paisley, watercolor blue. Oh yeah, lush navy. Look at all these different liners. Got the American flags. So it's kind of fun. They don't, look at that. They don't have the clouds anymore, huh? I guess I'm not getting clouds anymore. The sailboats I've got, surfer off white. Yeah, so anyway, so those are the customizations. So, yeah, so many choices. Sugar Skulls, Beverly says. It's kind of fun. It's kind of fun. Yeah, it's kind of fun. So, I think I'm gonna pick up 4 suits. So yeah. Cole on YouTube says $400 for a custom suit. I paid 900 for a pop for my Hugo Bosses. You've got a good deal for a custom suit. That's why I'm telling you guys. Like, again, I don't get any kickback. I'm not sitting here trying to sell you on this. I don't have an interest in that company other than they've taken a lot of my money over the years. But I'll tell you, just about all of Wesh is wearing that. Like, ironically, Jason Guy and I are wearing the exact same suit today in terms of the color. Now, I've selected different customizations and, like, you know, than him, but yeah, um, it's kind of fun. It's kind of fun. See here, anything Paisley Lois says, yeah, I like to go for like just the most odd looking stuff. Joe's asking, does Wesh give you a uniform allowance? No. Listen, this is not 1970s news anymore. The world we live in is a different world. I'm taking my hubs there. Love it. Oh, Victoria, it's great. It's great. Cindy's asking, do they do lady suits? I believe that they do. I have not shopped for that, but I believe that they do. Yeah. Thank you, Terry. So anyway, yeah, so plan for Friday's coffee talk to be probably 7:30. I'll probably do it about 7:30 in the morning and then hop in the airplane 8, something like that. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. But in the meantime, questions about our 7-day forecast at all? Questions, comments, concerns? Anything at all? Yes, get the fun stuff. You've got to get the fun stuff. Life's too short not to get the fun stuff, right? Cindy. All right, people. That's all I've got at 8:38. So again, big story here. We're nice and mild the next couple of days, but we're looking ahead. And just after Thanksgiving, we're looking at cooler temperatures moving our direction, right? If you depending on what model you go with, but both models are now showing a consistent message of temperatures dropping around the 29th or the Saturday just after Thanksgiving. For my coastal friends, a couple of sprinkles late this weekend into early next week. Otherwise, high temperatures right around 80 degrees. Looks good, Terry Ann says. Weather is boring this week. Nothing wrong with that at all. I love it. All right, listen, be the sunshine in someone else's day. Thank you for hanging out for Coffee Talk. I'll see you on CW18 through 10 a.m. And of course, I'll pop on and do another video later on. Sound good? All right, take care. Bye.